What is up, my Wizard 101 fans, and welcome back to another video. Today is a very special video because today we hit 100 subs, guys. Well, not today, but we finally hit 100 subs on this channel, and I really cannot say thank you enough to my new, my old subscribers. Guys, like, this is so crazy. I love playing the game, and I hope you guys enjoy playing it too and watching me play. So this is definitely not, a typical video, but today, this video will be going over my wizards. So I hope that you guys enjoy. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it, and let's get into this video. Okay, everyone. So here it is. Here are all 6 of my wizards. And I'm sorry that I hesitated to say 6. I thought for a second it was 5. I completely forgot about my baby Storm for a second that I really don't use as much as I should nowadays. But it was kind of like a little side thing that I was trying. But anyways, let's get on with it. So my first ever wizard that I got / made on this account was this Storm wizard, Jennifer Daygrove. I got her by taking the quiz when it's like, what character are you, by answering the questions. To be honest, I don't remember which ones I answered to get Storm, but I got Storm. I saw it was the most powerful, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what's up. Let's do this. So I probably had this character now for, oh my goodness. Let's see. I was in high school, so 3, about 8 or 9 years I've had this character, which is crazy to me. I got her when Storm was probably like the top character of the meta at the time because it was so OP, and I really loved it. I forget when, but they kind of nerfed critical for Storm, so you know they're probably not top tier now, but I still love this character to death. So the second character I made was my balance, Kestrel. It was very interesting. I remember when I was deciding what characters to make, I struggled between making a balance, a death, and a life. I was like, alright, depending on like the time and the place, this is probably, I had my first Storm for probably like 2 years, and I was all about her, and I was like, you know what, I know people that have multiple characters. Why not me? Why can't I make one? So I did. I made Kestrel, leveled her up really quickly. I had a couple friends help me, so that was really cool. Got her to 130, or at the time it was like, I think it was 110 that was the max. So I got it to 110, and then, it went to 120, then 130. Who knows when 140 will happen. But yeah, got her to 130, and to be honest, part of me wished that I stopped at like level like 50 or 60 for balance, because that level seems to be like really good, and it has really good resist, and it has really good damage at that level that I think a lot of schools don't have. So part of me wishes I did, but the other half of me absolutely loves level 130. I love having well, not every spell, but the majority of the spells and the shadow hit spells. I love them the absolute most. So I am very happy that I leveled her up to 130 instead. Now, my third character was my fire. My fire I only did to level 30 because I wanted to do a lower level PvP. And that is where my, I guess, questions came in, was like, should I make another Storm, or should I go another character? And I decided I didn't want another Storm at the time. I'll just make a totally different character. And I was like, which school do I think I can get the most out of? So I chose fire. I really like schools that are defensive and offensive. Like, for me, I was struggling if I wanted to do death at the time, but I realized I didn't think death at level 30 would be the best option, and also I didn't want to be a life because I didn't want to spam heal, and I thought that balance at that lower level wouldn't be, as great. Who knows? I never tried lower level PvP at balance. I literally just leveled it straight up to level 130 and then went into the meta and did PvP. So I never had experience with that before. I really love this character, and I especially love, I'll show you, the jewel, the Maycast jewel that I got for this pet. What was that? The street... 3 Street Savior. What the heck? Was that me, or... Okay, that was weird. Alright. So, this is a jewel that I have, and it's Maycast and Syndicate? I don't know. I hope it is. Spontaneous Combustion. It's actually from the Kroger's pack that, you know, they come out with a jewel once a month. It's the same jewels, but it always depends on what season you open it. So you can have a jewel that you buy from there, but depending on the month, it gives you different types of jewels, jewel options, which I think is extremely cool, because I remember I got this like 2 months before I wanted the jewel, and I had no idea what the jewel was. I was doing research, and I was holding the card just in case. I was like, man, I really want this for my storm, I really want this for my balance, I really want this for my fire, and I decided to go with my fire because I was able to get Undauntable for my myth. Speaking of, that's the next character I made. So, the next character I made was my myth, Esme Stone. My friends always laugh at me for that name. I think it's fun. I think it's funny. I love it. So Esme Stone, my myth character. I remember watching Myth, and I was like, I really want to have a myth. I really want to have a myth. And I was focusing so much on my fire at the time, getting better stats, getting the best pet, that I just told myself just to wait, just to wait. You already have 3 characters. Just wait, just wait, just wait. And I was finally like, you know, I'm going to make a myth wizard. And I'm so glad that I did. I absolutely love Myth. I love it. Playing against it, not so much. Because those double hits and those oh my goodness, those stuns, wow, brain fart. But those stuns, oh my goodness, they can get you. But actually being Myth, super, super fun. I love the way you have to think for Myth. It's literally Myth is such a combination of offense and defense, it's great. Opposed to Storm, where it's like, so offensive, like you have to be defensive. But it's designed more for an offensive, high damage, you know, approach. Hit fast with low pips type of scenario. Whereas Balance is more defensive. You can make it more offensive, but it is more defensive. And I love that Myth is just such down the middle, both. And you can even say that to a point with Death. Death can be very offense defensive, but I think with Death, because they get heals back with their hits, they have the ability to be more offensive than defensive. Speaking of Death, that is my next character, my Death, my very last character that I've made on this account. I did skip over this baby this baby Storm. It's only a level 2. I only wanted to use it for PvP. I literally can't even remember the last time I logged into it. So, I mean, you can go into detail, but, you know, I tried PvPing on it. I don't really like it as much. Part of me is like, should I delete it or not? I'm not sure. To make another wizard. But anyways, back to my Death. My Death is level 56, and I go back and forth on it so much. Should I level it up to 60? I don't know, because I have such good gear for this character at this level. But my Death, I made it with one of my friends. I made this Death. She was a fire, I was a Death, and to be honest, her account got banned, so I kind of was like, oh, well, I'm not playing with her anymore, you know, I'll just, like, get back to it when I get back to it, and I focus back on my Myth, and I focus back on my Storm, because I kind of just rotate through them, and I try and hop onto each one every once in a while, you know, but again, as for my Death, I only, leveled it to this character because I have my max, I have my lower, I don't really have anything in between. And like I said, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do Balance, but I didn't want 2 balance characters, so I decided the next best thing was Death, because I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I don't want to make a life character. Some people want to. I don't have anything against life, it's just people that spam heal. But I don't know. To me, life doesn't seem like a fun school. Again, that's not to anybody. That's just the way they designed the game. That's just how I feel. So, I made a death instead. The only other alternative that there is left is oh my goodness, is a ice. Now, for me, ice, especially in this meta now, is like taken over. The amount of health they can get, the amount of resist they can get is becoming, like, to me, just crazy and unparalleled. So, I went back and forth. I was like, do I delete my storm and make an ice? But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. It's just my preference. Maybe one day I will make an ice. I have all the gear to make ice because when you farm, it just drops every school except for your school. So, you know, you honestly just get gear that it's like, oh, I've done so many storm runs and gotten myth and death gear. So you know, you just save onto it. So maybe quite possibly in the future, one day I will. I don't know yet. But for right now, these are my 6 wizards, and I really am excited to keep showing you more PvP and more options. But you know what, guys? Thank you so much for subbing to my channel. It really means a lot. I hope to keep continuing to grow this channel. Like I said, I love putting content out there. It is so much fun. You know, it's just a fun game to play. I really do enjoy it. So, I really, again, I had to say really, because I really wasn't expecting this to hit 100 so soon. And thankful for you guys subbing and watching to my channel. And on that note, guys, I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.